Greetings, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of the Weekly Challenges Guide. And for those that are new to this series here, the weekly challenges are a set of 5 races posted up every Thursday. This consists of 4 races that can already be found within the game, and with a 5th one specially made and curated for that week only. And the purpose of these guides is to give you tips on how to get through these races, whether it's the car choices, whether it's the specifications, the tires you need, whether there's penalties, so forth. So, without further ado, let's get into it. We kick things off with the European Sunday Cup 500. As you can see here, it's a road car only event, and it features cars specifically from Europe, so that is the only cars you are allowed to use. And no specific penalties or anything here. It's just a 2-lap race around Sardinia Road Track B. And again, road cars for Europe at 500 performance points. So for this example, I will use this 2009 Porsche 911 GT3. And sports cars, nothing really all that special. It's all stock, but it's 500 performance points, so it's doable. As for any tips into this race here, obviously being a Sunday Cup, the AI tend to be very easy, so early braking in most corners, places and so forth, so be mindful of that. As well as the track itself, obviously braking will be very important wherever possible, and knowing where the AI is. In relation to where you're braking and where you're overtaking them is also specifically important. So keep everything in mind as per usual. Time your passes, time your braking, all the usual tips. Next up, we head to the World Rally Challenge Group B. And this is a 8-lap race at Circuit de Barcelona de Catalunya Rallycross layout. And as you can see here, this is an event that features Group B cars, and there is a shortcut penalty in place, so be mindful of that. And for this example, you'll need a Group B car, so we're using the Ford Focus Group B here. Obviously dirt tires. If you don't have those, go to Race Shop here, and if you don't already have that, instead buy that. Then go right back to car settings and equip these dirt tires right on, and you should be good to go. Now, as far as tips or anything for this particular race, well, be prepared for a lot of contact here. Obviously with all the dirt and with the way the AI tend to drive around here, it's kind of inevitable, so don't expect a clean race bonus out of this. So, in amongst the scrum with a lot of cars, naturally there's going to be a point where someone's going to bounce off either a wall or another car or so forth. And it sometimes can be a lottery of where you end up. Now if you end up chasing the leader, you'll just want to time your passes where they are wherever possible. Next up, the Silvia Series event. This is another event featuring 500 performance points, 3 laps around Deep Forest Raceway Reverse, and as you can see, this event features solely models related to Nissan's Silvia, and that includes the Sil 80 as well as the 180 SX. So, these particular cars tuned up to around 500 pp. For this example, I will use the Silvia Spec R arrow that I've already used for previous events. And the tune's nothing all that special here, just something that works well enough for me anyway. You can do more with yours if you'd like. And as for any tips for this, well, obviously handling you want to focus on quite a bit because of the way these cars are, and the AI don't seem to be quite as well equipped, so putting a handling emphasis into your setup is a pretty good thing. Now you can put power on there as well, that way you can keep up with them and have the advantage in the corners. So main thing here is if you're tuning your car up to have it as a very handling oriented car as possible, because that's where you can make up a whole lot of your time with these cars. Next is the Neo Classic competition, and this is a race that features old cars mainly from 1980 to 1999. It's a 10-lap race around Willis Parade with 10 times fuel use and 8 times tire wear. In the Big Willow of Willis race. And as you can see here, these older cars here, this is another race that includes a shortcut penalty, so keep that in mind. So we go here, and the car I'm going to use for this is the Jaguar XJR9. This is a car that I've used for this event before, and I've toned down a bit of everything, but racing cards, did a downforce adjustment. So you can obviously use a Group C car here, although I personally recommend this, if you will. And as for tips, you'll want to learn short shifting, which is shifting much earlier than you usually would. And what this does is it delays the fuel usage or fuel burn, and in turn, you don't use as much fuel. And the common reason for this is basically you want to do a no stop for this race, hence the hard tires and the fuel, fuel save, thus the short shifting. Now with enough practice, once you figure this out, you'll be able to save a whole lot more fuel than you usually would. In fact, you'll find yourself likely cutting down on your amount of fuel use once you figure this out. Anyhow, short shifting, racing hards, that's pretty much the key to this race. And if you use this car, you are guaranteed to win. And finally, for a special event, the World Touring Car 800. At first glance, this seems like an event that could already be found in the game. Except this is a combo that isn't available. 60 minutes, the longest of any of the events in the game, at Mount Panorama, and with 3 times fuel use and 3 times tire wear. 800 PP, of course, like every other WTC 800 event. And mechanical damage is very possible here, so you want to keep that in mind. But of course, you don't have to use Group 3 cars, as I'm about to demonstrate with this. McLaren F1 GTR race car from 1997. This is one of 2 Group 2 cars, along with the Mercedes CLK LM, that can easily do these events with little to no adjustment. So you can take these cars if you want, not do much tuning to them. In fact, I'm just using stock setup, nothing special, and easily you can accomplish this race. As far as any tips are concerned there, obviously passing here is at a premium, and with the AI being the AI, you want to be even more cognizant of where they are, where they brake early, and where they end up. They all also will be making mistakes quite a bit, so you'll want to keep your eye out when those happen. And of course, as far as fuel and tire use is concerned, I found it, at least with my driving in the McLaren Day way, 2 stops are possible with this. It could likely be the same with the Mercedes, though I would like to try that out. And that's if you're going full bore. If you're doing a little bit of saving, you probably do 1 stop and you'll be fine. That's it for this week. Hope you guys enjoy that, whether you're coming back for the first time or just came across these races. If you like what you see here, give this video a like, subscribe, and stay tuned as I make more of these. So that's it for this, and I'll see you guys in the next video.